Greetings and welcome back to another fragrance review on my channel. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most hyped up and talked about fragrances in the fragrance community and even outside the fragrance community. In the last couple of years we are talking about, of course, Armaf Nuit Intense Man. This is the Eau de Toilette version that I have. So there are also the Eau de Parfum version, the Pure Parfum version, and the limited edition version. However, we are going to be talking about the Eau de Toilette version because that's the one I've had and that's the one I'm most familiar with. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at the packaging first. So the fragrance comes in this actually very nice cardboard box in my opinion, with this interesting soft texture on it. At the front we have Club de Nuit Intense Man, as well as the Eau de Toilette concentration, and the size. The size is a very strange 105 milliliters or 3.6 fluid ounces. At the side, at one side we have Club de Nuit Intense Man imprinted into the box, and on the other side we have a sticker with the Armaf logo. Then on the back it says Sterling Parfums, and again the Armaf logo and the ingredients listed. At the bottom we again have the ingredients in Russian and the batch code. And at the top we have just the Armaf logo. So when we open the box, we are again greeted with the Armaf logo. It says Original Armaf. I don't know how much the fragrance is original, but okay. And we also get this interesting piece of paper. I say interesting because it basically mimics the piece of paper you get with the Creed packaging. On it we have Club de Nuit Intense Man, Club de Nuit Urban Man, Club de Nuit Milestone, and Club de Nuit Women. At the other side of the piece of paper, we have the descriptions of the fragrances. And finally, when we open the box, we get to see our beautiful, well, I don't know why I say beautiful every time. It's not beautiful, it's pretty tacky. Our tacky fragrance bottle with a lot of fake diamonds on it, especially, I mean, on the cap, and one fake diamond on this Armaf chain, which is at the front of the bottle. And then at the bottom it says Club de Nuit Intense Man in silver letters. At the sides, at the back, we don't have anything. And at the bottom we have the ingredients again, as well as the Armaf logo. And the cap, like I said, is full of these fake diamonds. It's a pretty heavy cap, surprisingly enough, and it clicks into place. And you can actually hold this bottle by the cap. You have no worries that it will fall off. It's a pretty good hold. And finally we have the black sprayer, and the sprayer is a fairly good quality. And also on the sprayer it also says Armaf. And yeah, that's pretty much it regarding the packaging of the actual fragrance. My biggest negative is that you can't really see how much of the fragrance you have left. You would have to like use a knife and maybe cut a bit into the bottle to see the fragrance levels. But besides that, I think it's okay for the price. The design is tacky, but you know, it's just my personal opinion. Maybe somebody thinks this is a good designed bottle. So let's talk about the actual notes of the fragrance. So the top notes are lemon, pineapple, bergamot, blackcurrant, and apple. In the mid we have birch, jasmine, and rose, and at the base we have musk, ambergris, patchouli, and vanilla. Very familiar sounding notes, don't you agree? So regarding the longevity and projection of the fragrance on my skin, the longevity is amazing. So this fragrance on my skin lasts for over 10 hours easily, with the projection being very good for the first 3 hours, like 2 meters easily. And then after that it becomes a bit more of a skin scent, however not by that much, because like 5-6 hours after I would apply this fragrance, people would still smell me from like half a meter to a meter and compliment me on the fragrance. And of course it has a lovely scent trail, so you have no issues with the sillage. The seasons when I would recommend you to wear this fragrance, this is an all-season fragrance in my opinion. Maybe not for summer days if it's really hot in the summer. Like for example in my city it was 40 degrees Celsius yesterday, so don't wear this at 40 degrees Celsius, but summer nights you should be set. Occasions when I would wear this fragrance, I could wear this to any occasion. I think this is good enough for the club, good enough for the office if you don't spray too much, and good enough for any casual occasion or first date. But with regards to the age range, the only suggestion I would have, maybe wait until you finish high school, because maybe it's a bit too smoky, so too strong for somebody who is in high school. So 18 years plus would be okay. I mean, this is just generalization, of course, age is just a number, but if we're generalizing, I would say 18 plus. So yeah, that's pretty much it in regards to the some general specifications of the fragrance. So how does this fragrance actually smell to me? Well, to be honest, The very opening of Club de Nuit Intense Man is not very pleasing. It smells like a very harsh, very synthetic lemon. There's no pineapple, there's no bergamot, there's no apple. It's just a very, very synthetic lemon. However, thankfully, it's only for the first 30 or 40 minutes of the fragrance. After that, it becomes a beautiful, smoky, slightly sweet smell. The smoke obviously comes mostly from the birch in the mid notes, with the patchouli in the base giving it a bit of a twist. And the sweetness comes, of course, from the vanilla in the base. And that's how the fragrance smells until it eventually evaporates from your skin. So to boil it down, this fragrance does smell like Aventus from the House of Creed. In fact, it mimics the older batches of Aventus a lot more than the newer batches because it's a lot more smoky. The newer batches of Aventus are a lot more fruity. I made a whole review of Aventus, link in the description down below, so we don't get into the whole batch variations of Creed Aventus. It does smell very, very, very similar. The main difference being, of course, the opening and the quality of the dairy ingredients in the fragrance. So if you were to spray Aventus on one hand and the Armaf on this hand, you could very easily pick up that Creed has a lot more quality ingredients. It smells a lot more natural compared to Club de Nuit Intense Man. However, that is to be expected because this fragrance does cost 10 times less than Aventus. If you're from the US, it smells even less expensive than Aventus. In like the US, it's like $500 or something, which is crazy. The biggest question people have, should you buy Armaf over Aventus? In my opinion, yes. Maybe it sounds controversial, but the price difference does not justify itself. Aventus does not smell 10 times better than this fragrance. While I understand that this is basically a clone, if Aventus was never created, this would never be created, I agree, but as it stands today, I would prefer Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man over Aventus any day. Not to say that every Creed fragrance is bad. In fact, I think some Creed fragrances are wonderful, but I don't know. I just think that price per value, this is a lot better of a fragrance. Now, there have been mentions of batch variations for Club de Nuit Intense Man, that the newer batches have a lot worse projection longevity, then the smell is not as good as it used to be. So essentially the same story as with Aventus. However, I'm not sure that's particularly true. I remember back in 2020, people were saying, oh, you know, every Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man after 2018 has horrible performance, blah, blah, blah. I have a batch from 2019, and like I said, it's 10 hours plus easily. So is it olfactory fatigue? Is it just, maybe it's just your skin that's not working with Armaf? I don't know. But in my experience, the Eau de Toilette version still has good projection and longevity. Give me your experience with this fragrance in the comments. Maybe something changed in this year, but I tried it last year and I haven't really noticed that much of a difference at all. Of course, the Eau de Parfum version, the Parfum version, etc. have even better performance and longevity and even better smell than the Eau de Toilette version, but we're talking about this one because that's the one I have right now. So, essentially to summarize, do I recommend you buying Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man? Yes, absolutely. Do I recommend you buying it over Aventus? Yes, I actually do. If you can afford it, you can buy both, like me, you can just buy both fragrances, but if you are on a tight budget, this fragrance is a lot better. You don't need to save up for Aventus because Aventus does not have better price-quality ratio. This fragrance has it by a long shot. Will you receive compliments? Yes, people love this fragrance. In fact, this is one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection. And yeah, that's pretty much it regarding the Armaf video. I would like to get my hands on the limited edition version. I'm really curious how that one smells, so if I can get my hands on it, I would love to do a review. So subscribe if you want to see a review of the limited edition. Hopefully I can get it in the near future. And that's pretty much it regarding this video. If you like it, leave a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, leave a thumbs down. Maybe give me some suggestions on how I can improve my content. Subscribe if you want to see more fragrance or wristwatch related videos. And until next time, have a great day and